Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for a purpose, such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. For uses of use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now let's start this dang show.
You gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
With this team where they are right now, what do you think that is going on? Because you didn't think this is where they would be.
Well, I would never think we would. What would I base that thought on, that we would be really fighting for our life here? I have nothing but wins and background and history and all of that to set our expectations and to maintain the standards that we work by. And that's what we're doing. We're still doing it. We're still practicing hard. We're still working hard. We're still studying hard. The guys are giving good effort. They're in the weight room. They're fighting their tails off. The only good thing that happens is we didn't get anybody hurt today, you know. But they're doing all we're asking of them, and this is the result of it against the world champs last year, who maybe weren't playing quite like that for a month here or whatever, but they look like it today. They look like a great team today.
With the way the season has transpired for you, are you feeling any outside pressure or even more pressure within the organization?
There's so much pressure that comes right from here. I mean, if you could even imagine, nobody can pressure me more than myself. And my expectations and the standards that I've lived by and worked by are so high that they're almost impossible to meet. But that's still the way I know how to live, and still the way I know how to coach.
What's the level of frustration right now for the team?
Well, we're all frustrated. I mean, we hate what's going on. There ain't anybody in here that doesn't want to do something better than we're showing right now, and nobody's feeling that more than I am. But sometimes you feel like you're the only one feeling it, you know. So we'll try to get through that together, and it just hasn't worked out the way we anticipated.
Pete, I'm curious. During these final 3 weeks of the season, do you feel like you're coaching for your job? Like, I wonder, how do you kind of like?
No, I don't feel like that at all. I really don't. I don't. I'm well beyond that. I don't feel like that.
All right. I'm not doing nothing.
Is that let me play?
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
It's like they knew and they try to stop you.
Yeah, they tried to stop me twice. They tried to stop me twice, but you know what? I was determined.
Alrighty. All right. Here we go. Another day, another show. we try to not sound redundant, but at the same time, the team is playing redundant. You know
how hard that is?
It's not easy.
I mean, the Pete horse is dead. The Pete Carroll horse is dead. You know, it's just all the horses are dead. We killed them all.
Except for the Broncos, who got a 4 game on us. But, you know, whatever. All right, Asylum. We lost again. It's a bad loss again. But let's have Asylum Burgundy say how he feels about the whole thing. My microphone's still working? There it goes.
You're back.
Yeah. All right. Let's see how Asylum Burgundy feels about this whole thing. Asylum, can we get the CMN report ready? Let's get that rolling and see what he has to say about this whole matter. Here we go.
This is CMN, a cage match news update.
Hello, this is Asylum Burgundy at the Al Davis news desk for your cage match news update. How many weeks left until we can take this team out to pasture? I don't care if it's my job. Do you know how irritating it is to watch this crap and then have to talk about this same crap every week with the same crappy results? Crap! Do we have any positive highlights to show? Yes, Max Crosby always delivers. With the pink cleats. Let's go, Condor. Wait, what do you mean he took them off?
Because NFL was crying and forced me to take my shoes off. I mean, regardless of what they say, I'll take the fine. I don't care. Like, they didn't say anything in warm-up, and they didn't say nothing. I go out for the next series. It was maybe the third or fourth of the game, and I noticed my guy Nico, one of our equipment guys, is on the sideline, and he's literally holding the white cleats under his arm, and I'm like, fuck. I was like, I know they fucking called about my cleats. So I went up to Nico. I'm like, what? They're bitching about it? And he was like, well, they're going to take you out the game if you don't change your cleats. I said, I'm finishing this drive. So I went out there, and my last play in those cleats, I got a sack, and I ran straight to the sideline and took them off, and I put them right next to me, sitting next to me in my Ella Rose 11s.
So they noticed the shoes, but not the blatant chokehold. Okay? But nothing pisses off Max Crosby more than seeing his teammates look uninterested in making a tackle. Who are you looking at? As frustration seems to boil over more and more, is the locker room lost? Well, Pete Carroll. Haha, very funny. Pete Carroll. Oh, wow, I do see it. Anyways, roll the clip.
What's the level of frustration right now for the team?
Well, we're all frustrated. I mean, this we hate what's going on, and there ain't anybody in here that doesn't want to do something better than we're showing right now, and nobody's feeling that more than I am. And
Pete, I'm curious. During these final 3 weeks of the season, do you feel like you're coaching for your job? Like, I wonder, how do you kind of like?
No, I don't feel like that at all. I really don't. I don't. I'm well beyond that. I don't feel like that.
It's time for Asylum 6-pack of facts, sponsored by Budweiser, hopefully one day. Here's my new segment. I get to drink to each hard fact. Here we go. The Raiders are having their worst season since 2006. They haven't won a division game since the 2023 season, which now is currently 0-11. They lost to both Super Bowl teams from last year, each to a score of 31-0. They now have given up 4+ sacks in 6 straight games. They only tallied 75 total offensive yards against the Eagles, which hasn't happened since 1960. And the biggest fact is they suck. Whoa, too smooth. Seriously, when NFL Films comes out with the season yearbook, it'll be like this.
This contest is over. Give that man the $10,000.
This isn't America's Funniest Home Videos.
But the ball is groin. It works at so many levels. Roll it again.
I hope we don't roll it again next year, but you never know. The Colts rolled it back last week as they named Phillip Rivers their starter after 5 years retired from the league. And at 44 years old with a grandchild, he was able to throw this touchdown against the Seahawks. I'm not gonna lie, I was inspired by this story, and the Raiders will need a quarterback. I'm ready to come out of retirement and play. Well, what do you expect? I'm drunk.
Hey, I want to do something with him on the facts.
What? What'd you say? 6 packs of fat.
I'm ready.
Oh God! Shouts out to Double.
Let's go. Oh, and then this one too.
Shouts out to Double O Liquors. If you know, you know.
Double O Liquors.
This
record is going down.
This is what happens when you have a bad season. You just drink away the facts. Thank you, Asylum Burgundy. All right, Asylum. Okay. Let's get into the show.
Not say a single thing that was wrong in that whole thing.
I mean, I'm
tired of doing this shit. You know, the one good thing we had, and then now they have to fucking fuck with them because he was wearing pink cleats.
Yeah. I say you saw the chokehold, but there was no flag on that. But all we saw was pink cleats. We saw pink cleats. You know, our express ourselves was last month,
and the fact that the NFL was going to take him out of the game. I mean, really? I would have said, I dare you. Go ahead and try.
What is up? I think is that Jason Downs inside the chat room. What is up, bro? Oh my God. Well, you know, you saw how the production team got the wrong video in. They showed the wrong old guy. So let's fix that. Okay. You know, we're not perfect.
I don't know who was worse, Biden or Carroll. Both administrations sucked.
Well, we're living in one of them, so but for how long? That's where we're here to figure out, because it seems like the reporters have found their way and are asking the hard questions, and maybe that with the media.
Fucking 16 weeks.
15
weeks,
yeah,
like that.
15 weeks, 15 weeks, where it was like, oh, I guess you might be out the door. So let's ask all the hard questions now. Let's ask it now, even though we don't talk about the offensive line and who is in charge of that, but that's a whole other thing. And they don't ask, so I don't play.
Joe Biden falls up the stairs and Pete Carroll forgets who he hired.
It's a mess. Now, a mess, Asylum, interesting stat.
Total fucking yards.
Interesting stat in those 6-pack full of facts that Asylum Burgundy reported on is the two Super Bowl teams that, the two teams that are in the Super Bowl. By the way, the Chiefs are eliminated. By the way, no more Chiefs Kingdom. The dynasty has fallen. I don't care if we've been down for the last 20-something years. I don't care if we can see the Chiefs crumble again. Hey, we got to find some kind of happiness somewhere. So it is what it is. And I know for you, Asylum, living in the cusp of Chiefs Kingdom, were you there with the implosion? Did you see the kingdom fall, and how was it?
Oh, trust me, at work, there was a bunch of people who they all of a sudden didn't want to talk football.
All of a sudden, no, man, it's basketball season. Shut up.
Yeah. I mean, and you try to even say anything. The Broncos fan that I work with went to go try to talk to somebody, and he's don't even talk to me. I don't want to talk to you.
and not, no, not trying to wish harm, but it's the way they got eliminated. The quarterback got eliminated. Then here comes Minshew magic, and then that was last year's Minshew. That was an interception. Game over. Chris Jones was on the podium. We got a fighting chance, and they're like.
But the bigger part of that, you were talking about the injury and shit. It's an ACL, right?
ACL and an MCL. He had like 2 tears. The main one was the ACL. I think it was like
if I remember correctly, most ACLs take a year to heal.
Just about.
Okay, and what time of year is it right now when this happened?
We're in December.
So guess what, Chiefs Kingdom? You can expect a whole lot of what you're seeing now happening most of next season. Just
Minshew Mania. Minshew Mania, baby. It's your turn to Minshew. Okay. But us, let's go us. Okay,
No, I'm going to talk more shit about the Chiefs.
But like I said, one of the things that Asylum Burgundy had reported in the CMN report was that the Raiders, and it's funny how this is, the Raiders lost to both Super Bowl teams that were in the Super Bowl last year, 31-0. How does that happen, Asylum? 75 total offensive yards, 29 passing yards, and 46 rushing. Well, we're used to the 46, but the 29 passing yards. And I know that, well, see what happened. Geno Smith is a better quarterback than Pickett, but I don't know.
I was about to say, am I answering as Pete Carroll, or am I answering for as a Raiders fan? Because we all know Pete Carroll's answer. It was because Geno Smith wasn't in there. And yet we all know you started the wrong quarterback, but that's okay because it wasn't Geno Smith. It wasn't Geno Smith, but we all know the Eagles are a better team than they wanted to give them credit for the last, 3 weeks or so?
Yeah.
They were not playing well. And in all reality, the game went kind of how I expected. You got to remember, this is the same defense that contained Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Right? With a 4-man rush. They only rushed 4 guys against Mahomes and frustrated the shit out of him. So, I was. This game did not surprise me at all. They needed that to, they were down in the dumps. They needed that team to help lift their spirits. We were that team. Because we walked up in there, pink cleats and all, and just decided, we weren't going to show up. I mean, not to mention, what motivation did Kenny Pickett have? He's been watching Geno play all season. He played just like Geno did.
What's up, Jeff? Jeff, are you on because it's Royal Fumble time? Is that why you're on? See, I gotta sign that belt. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, Asylum's protesting. Asylum's protesting. Anyways, Jeff, this game, Jeff, was horrible. And I know Jeff was there. Jeff drove a few hours out of New England to go to Philadelphia, and he had to watch that in person. He wasted money to watch this game in person. That's a dedication. That's a dedicated fan. But that's just, I mean, the way, how's the toilet bowl, Asylum?
What the fuck are you talking about, the toilet bowl?
The way that this game looked, I mean, let's just look at our.
Oh, you did. He just said you drove there. You went out into that weather. You spent a whole lot more money to watch that game than I did. So who's circling the toilet now?
We all are collectively as Raider Nation.
I stuffed my face full of Hooters wings. So.
All right. Oh, it's the defense. My bad. I was trying to do this. The offense.
I'm not the worst team. So, man.
The Raiders off, and that's not fair because my sister had bad luck. The Raiders offense versus the Eagles. Ashton Genty, 9 carries, 35 yards. Kenny Pickett, 2 carries, more scrambling, 7 yards. And Dylan Lave got 2 carries, 4 yards. So I guess, in the running back committee asylum, the running backs they're seeing what they have in the young guys because you don't see Mostert no more. Handed off the ball.
Hurt. I thought Mostert was hurt. He was inactive. I remember you sent me that. But was it because of injury or was it because Pete Carroll just said we don't need your services?
I don't know. Because they've been besides this last game, they've been having them doing kickoff returns, which I feel is a little bit more dangerous than running back. But I know also Mostert played. Jeff said, but I know also. It was right there. Mostert right there. Mostert had 1 reception. See, this is how bad. This is how bad this is. It's like we watched it. I mean, I was watching the game Asylum, and I'm just like, And I watched the whole game, okay. But
so
I'm just
mostly like, beer goggles, but so did I.
Yeah, I had a 6-pack. I'm trying to get a Budweiser sponsor. Yes, it's a sponsorship.
Hopefully, one day.
But if you look at it, I mean, Brock Bowers, he got 6 receptions, 28 yards. Jack Bech 2 for 17. But it's the offense. I mean, how many total plays? 42 total plays. 4 sacks allowed. 3 for 12 and third down efficiency. They had 10 for 13, of course. And they didn't really do too much of the tush push. We just overall couldn't stop him. The tight end for them, he had a game.
Tush push once, I believe.
That they did like 2, I think two tushes.
Okay. I might have been in the bathroom for that second one then.
Doing a tush push.
Doing my own version of the tush push.
My own tush push out. Saquon Barkley wasn't really. I mean, he had the touchdown, but they in the first half they were able to contain him. But it was the tight end Dallas Goddard. He had the 2 touchdowns. He would have had 3. What is up, Timmy King? He would have had 3 if he didn't drop that other one. So the game could have been worse. Score-wise, Kay. Devonta Smith had 2 catches for 50 yards. The defense itself, I mean, Max Crosby had the only highlight, and that was the sack. You saw that in the CMN. Devin White had the most tackles, but you saw in that play where Goddard had that touchdown where he just kind of like slowed down and he looked at Max Crosby. He's like,
he literally pulled up and looked down the field like he was I don't know. He thought he was Mahomes or LeBron. Maybe he was looking for a flag.
I don't know because Max Crosby was one that had
a flag. He didn't touch me.
Max Crosby on that play, he was the one that kind of got a chokehold and he got hit, and then he still broke out of it, but it was already the guy already passed him, and then David White was all like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Max?" Max Crosby was all like, "What are you doing?" Set the edge. Nobody was over there on that side. Wide open. He walked in.
Still scored, but at least let him run over you. At least try. I mean, and it was good to see Max Crosby, coming off the field, chewing his ass out. Regardless of how the game's going, regardless of how your season's going, that's leadership. Gino, take some fucking notes. That's leadership.
He wasn't there. He was at home.
That kind of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, now you want to drink. So, I mean, it's good to see. Yes, they're probably going to say there's infighting, friction, all this other shit. To be honest with you, I don't even know if he's going to be back on the team next year, depending on who the head coach is. White.
Devin. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, are we going to do this all over again? Where's Max going this season, this offseason?
to be honest with you, if they decide to keep Pete, would you be mad at Max if he asked for a trade?
If they decide to keep Pete and Max Crosby demands a trade, Pete Carroll shouldn't be continuing on with the job, because then that shows right there that the one player, Max Crosby, the one true Raider who I'm still with this team. If he goes, okay, Pete's coming, I want to be traded. Pete's coming back, I want to be traded. Then I think you should fire Pete Carroll right then and there.
No, I think you should be firing Pete Carroll right now, but that's beside the point. That wasn't the question.
Well, I mean,
but no, I'm just saying you can't blame him, right? I mean,
no. I agree. No, but I'm saying is if Max Crosby comes out, then okay, Pete, I'm sorry, it's not working out. You know, you're a little older than we realized, and no knock on people who are older.
Not that we realized. Some of us had already knew it and knew it was going to be a problem. Just saying.
I was hoping
my glasses
that I was hoping, have you ever watched that show Modern Family?
I watch it all the time because of the wife. Yes.
Al Bundy,
over and over and over and over.
Ed O'Neill's character, the grandpa, he runs the whole family. Hey, I love that show. Okay, many reasons. His character, he still knows when the grandchildren are trying to sneak out and everything. So I was hoping, like, okay, Pete, he has a track record. I was hoping, or maybe I was drinking the Kool-Aid, not realizing this is the Kool-Aid of the guy with the no eyelids that was saying there is a spaceship on the comment. Here, have some new Nikes and this red Kool-Aid. And look at us now. All right. But Pete Carroll it seems like he's been feeling the fire of the hot seat. I want to play this
a little bit.
The seat is heating for Pete'ing, or the heat.
Are those buns getting a little toasty all of a sudden?
Hold on. He texted me the address, and I understand why he texted me his address. You're not getting that belt, okay? You're not getting that belt, Jeff. Look at protest. See, I'm not gonna go there. All right, let's look at I want to play this game because Hondo, and I honestly feel like Hondo has been on Pete Carroll's bad side, and Hondo doesn't realize it, because I noticed that every time Hondo asks Pete Carroll a question, I feel like Pete Carroll kind of lightly tries to roll his eyes ever since training camp, ever since the owners' meetings when Pete Carroll first got hired. So here is Hondo when he asked him, just simple question, like, the question was more of, what did you expect from this team? Not necessarily calling out the play. We'll play it because it comes from the beginning of the intro when we played the intro with Pete Carroll talking. So here's more into that with Hondo and Pete Carroll. Here we go.
Pete, you had told us in talking about the preseason how you
expected this team to be competitive and to be one that would fight. And I'm not saying they've quit, but with 2 wins.
Oh, these guys fought their ass off. Hold on. Let me address that because you brought it up. They fought their ass off. That was the result. They didn't stop fighting. That was the result of our play right there. And I have a lot of respect for the roster we just played against. And maybe they didn't look like it in the last couple of weeks or whatever, but they played like they were capable, and we couldn't stop them. And so that's what I saw.
Reiterating what I said, I'm not saying they've quit. I'm asking you, what with this team where they are right now, what do you think that is going on? Because you didn't think this is where they would be.
Well, I would never think we would. What would I base that thought on, that we would be really fighting for our life here? I have nothing but but wins and background and history and all of that to set our expectations and to maintain the standards that we work by. And that's what we're doing. We're still doing it. We're still practicing hard. We're still working hard. We're still studying hard. The guys are giving good effort. They're in the weight room. They're fighting their tails off. The only good thing that happens is we didn't get anybody hurt today, you know. But they're doing all we're asking of them, and this is the result of it against the world champs last year, who maybe weren't playing quite like that for a month here or whatever, but they look like it today. They look like a great team today.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
Every time Pete talks, he's going to hear it from my cousin Vinny. All right, Asylum. I mean, hearing that, you saw that. Every time Pete, I'm sorry, let me start over. I was about to say the same thing over again. Hondo was trying to ask a simple question, and Pete Carroll was already on edge. Like, no, we didn't quit. No. Let me address what you said. He's like, I didn't say that. Let me reiterate what I was trying to ask you. The fact that Pete Carroll jumped on Hondo and Hondo didn't finish what he was trying. He was trying to build up the question so he understood what he was going to ask him. I feel like that right there told everybody that Pete's feeling it. Pete is feeling the heat. Asylum, what is your take on just that right there, that exchange alone right there? What is your take on that one right there?
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think Pete Carroll likes Hondo. I think something.
So you noticed that too. You noticed that too.
Because it seems like there was a question or something that was asked during preseason that he didn't like. And we could go back and I know you could do a whole episode on this. Go back and look at Pete's face every time Hondo's asking a question. You know, his face is like, not this fucking asshole again. You know, I mean, and then it's like he only listens, he starts listening to a part of the question, and you see his mind just start going on, I want to respond to that. It doesn't hear the whole question. So then he goes on that, and then he just goes, I mean, Hondo's making him look stupid without trying to make him look stupid. That's not Hondo's intent. But Pete Carroll's doing it to himself because he's not listening to the whole thing. His mind, you know, I mean, we've all been in an argument with that person. You know, maybe we've done it ourselves. Not going to say, you know, everybody is perfect in that aspect. But, you know, they did not even listen to what you were saying because a certain thing that you said is what they focused on. And that's the only part they want to argue. And that's Pete Carroll with Hondo. I think he don't like Hondo. And if he had it his way, Hondo wouldn't even be in there to be asking any questions.
Because I mean, I haven't had a chance to listen to Hondo as consistently as I have a few, like 2 seasons ago. But you guys got to
agree on something.
That's not Homer. Sinclair.
Oh, I'm sorry, Douglas Sinclair. I saw Douglas. See, I didn't even read the whole thing. I pulled a Pete Carroll. But you know what? We finally agree on something.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I miss Douglas Sinclair. I miss Douglas Sinclair. I'm not even joking. I'm not even just trying to maneuver. Like I'm like, wait, what happened to that? Our show ain't the same without Douglas Sinclair showing up in the comments. I miss that guy.
Yeah, Douglas Sinclair is our Pete Carroll.
Is
we don't understand half of what he's fucking saying, but you think I love him.
I love it. Hey, Douglas Sinclair. Hey, sincerely, cheers. Okay. Oh, wait. Whatever. Cheers. I miss you, dude. For reals. All right. No, for reals. Because I noticed that in the beginning, like I said, during the owners meeting when they had it down in Arizona, and so this is Pete Carroll just got hired, so they had the owners meeting. I think it was like right before the Super Bowl when they were like trying to debate on what's up, Edward? Well, I just saw you right now. What's up, Edward? Edward's old school, okay? So Edward, I'm still waiting for that connection with that interview. I'm not gonna say their names.
Yeah, we're still waiting for the princess.
The princess of the darkness. Oh, yeah. But I always felt like the same thing. I always saw it too. I've always felt like that Pete had just like that. I can't stand this guy. And the messed up thing is Yes. The messed up thing is Kondo is always that guy that's positive. Oh, you know what? Pete Carroll's a great guy. And even after this, Hondo talked about it and he said, and he jumped all over me. But you know what? I'm not upset about it. I understand the frustration come from. So even like Hondo was like, you want to get mad at him and everything. Hondo turns around, but like, I understand. It's not me, it's you. You heard one thing, but I'm patient. I'm not going to be upset at you, Pete Carroll, because I knew what I was trying to ask you. And it's like that one guy, like, I can't piss him off. But he gets on my damn nerves, but I can't piss him off. But, you know, Hondo calls him out in his own his own YouTube videos, but I don't know. I feel like Hondo has been the only one that's been trying. He tiptoes, but he still tries to ask those harder questions than anybody else. But everybody else now is starting to try to ask these hard questions.
See, I don't think he's even tiptoeing. I mean, he's just asking questions, you know, and I'll admit Hondo sometimes, maybe Hondo's problem, okay? Right, we'll put a little bit on Hondo. Maybe he's using words that are too big for Pete Carroll. So he gets confused, and that's what ends up, you know, leading to all this. And that's why he doesn't like him. He's like, why can't he just use regular words? Why do you gotta be using all these dollar words?
Stop with this vernacular manslaughter, okay? I don't understand this stuff. All right.
I mean, I don't know. It's just, I mean, Hondo, for what we could tell, Hondo's not afraid to ask any question. We've heard him ask a lot harder questions to other head coaches. You know, so maybe that statement that was put out, what was it, almost a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, something like that, about how, you know, when they're walking in, they're told they can only ask certain questions. They can't ask about certain things. So Hondo is trying to change his game plan because he can't ask the questions he wants to ask because, you know, otherwise.
That's what I'm saying. You know, he tiptoed to try to stay under the radar. You know, you try to do like in that one scene. What is that one from Catherine Zeta-Jones where she tries to like bend backwards through the lasers?
Oh, yeah, where she's a fucking cat thief. Cat burger. Yeah, under all the. No, I like that scene.
That's Hondo when he does his questioning and you realize, oh man, he just hit me with a hard question. No, okay, we're not. That's not what I asked you. Okay. But see now the other, and I like Hondo. I want to get Hondo on the show too. We got to try to get that because I like Hondo.
I'm trying. You can only do so much. Only one light whale at a time. Which one do you want?
But now the rest of the people, the rest of the wrong button. The rest of the media, the people who go and ask the questions, the writers, the beat writers and all that for the Raiders, they're starting to ask him questions where I feel like he's entrapment. There you go. Gio knows it. Entrapment. The movie, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Where Pete is like trying to no. So here's this right here. This is what they were asking him. This is all right after the game. So here we go.
At this point in the season, you have 3 games left. What do you hope to accomplish over the last 3 games of the year?
Yeah, we need to show improvement. We need to get better. We need to move the football better, and get in the red zone and get some points on the freaking board, man. We got to score, and then when we get our chances, we got to back it up with what we're doing on the other side. And so we just need to feel like we're improving.
Would you be willing to oversee a rebuild?
Well, it's looking like that's what's necessary. You know, we need to keep working to get better, and that's in all areas, all aspects of what we're doing. I came in here thinking that we were going to turn it right away. I really did, and anticipated doing that, and that's not what's taking place, unfortunately.
Was that just an evaluation of the talent was just off with not being able to?
I blindly optimistic as I am, you know, I thought we would come in here and we'd have a big factor on this club, and we would be able to, you know, find success that we would be proud of. And right now it doesn't feel like that.
Obviously, you've had a lot of
success, in recent memory, but with the season being like this, can you reflect back on the time of your career when you feel like you had to deal with the obstacle of this regard, and how do you feel like you overcame it?
No, I don't feel like I've been through anything like this.
Based on how the season has transpired, I was curious, is that for you personally maybe added motivation for you to want to come back and kind of right the ship, like to not like
Yeah, I don't know any way of looking at it other than that. We're just getting started.
Are you still able to find joy in this season? I know it has been frustrating, and the wins have been
She's
there.
asking that question. Yeah, on a daily basis, to me, every day is a huge opportunity for us to do something to get us closer to what we want. And, I've got a format for how we approach the week and all to get us on track with that. And I don't think that we can benefit the most out of our work that we do unless we're on the top end of this thing. And we're looking forward thinking and pushing it to make improvements and to get better and to feel it, not necessarily only with yourself, but with the people around you. And this is that's what I'm shooting for on a regular basis.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
Every time, huh?
Every time.
Yeah, the two Utes.
Make it funny.
The two what? The two Utes? Okay. Now, they want to know. They're trying to gauge how Pete Carroll is feeling without asking him, do you really want to be here? Like, are you just here out of pride to show that, no, I'm a good coach and I could turn this around? Is it out of just pure, like they say, blind enthusiasm, blind faith, blinded by pride? What Asylum, like, they're grilling him. He's feeling the seat. He's feeling the heat of the seat. What's your take on that?
Is he though? I mean, he just keeps. I'm sorry. I'm just feeling more and more like. I mean, only because you had it up. I mean, we watched Joe Biden. We watched Pete Carroll. Right now, they're looking like twin brothers. I mean, the whole time he's sitting there trying, but it looks like he's listening to the reporter. It's almost like he's trying not to make eye contact with Hondo. Just don't look at him. Don't fucking look at him. Oh yeah, no, we're trying, and I'm not used to being here. I thought we was going to be in a better spot by now, and how the fuck you going to be in a better spot when you didn't do shit?
It made it worse. It made it. And see, look, okay, if and this is what we said a few weeks ago, where we're like, just blow it up, okay? I'm tired of the Band-Aids. I'm tired of the, let's just bring this guy in. And yeah, it sounded great on paper, but we've been doing this procedure for the last, how many years? Realistically. I know we had the 20-something years, we're only 2 playoffs appearances, no wins since beating the Titans in 2002 in the AFC Championship game, but it's not a rebuild. It's a retool. It's a reload. It's a retard. Okay, that's where we are right now. Okay, we're just
we just keep doing the same. Since we keep the same thing over and over again, and everybody wants to go. They're not everybody. I don't want to say everybody. I'm not going to lump in the people who've been, saying, like, agreeing with me on some of these aspects when it came to Pete Carroll, because I didn't buy into the Kool-Aid, not at first, but it's who we had. But, talking about how Mark Davis in the front office and all this is making a Hall of Fame head coach. Okay, one thing, does he really deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? 2 Super Bowl appearances and only won one of them. I know other head coaches who have done more than Pete Carroll who are not in that deserve to be in. But that aside, we're making him look bad, right? It's everything else. Can Pete Carroll just not be fit to be head coach? Can that not be the answer? Did we get yet another aging? I'm going to use this word very loosely, but star, right? We've done it with players for so many years, right? So many years. We've done it with players. And now maybe we're doing it with head coaches. Maybe it's just time to stop because obviously, we were hoping with the coaching staff and everything else, him being able to do certain things, and I'm watching him get out coached left and fucking right.
Douglas Sinclair. Hallelujah. Hey, I just wanted to let you know that the guy that is a defensive coordinator for the night is actually considered taking over for Pete, so maybe he'll do a little better for you guys. I don't know if he's talking about Saleh, because that's his team. Let's talk about it. Let me ask.
Because you know what? Which is funny you bring that up and going with this. Why is it Kyle Shanahan is all of a sudden putting his 2 cents in about the offer that the Raiders gave to Saleh to come in and what was it, for defensive coordinator or head coach, whatever the situation was? Why is he putting his 2 cents in on shit that he's only heard about, wasn't even a part of?
First of all, Kyle Shanahan is this generation's Marty Schottenheimer. Okay. He can get you to where you want to go, but after he gets you there, you get lost when you're there. Meaning the Falcons, when they lost to the Patriots on that 28-3 in halftime, Shanahan was the offensive coordinator, lost to the Patriots overtime in the Super Bowl.
Even bigger than that. I think they were down by 20 points or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, it was Atlanta 28 and
28. I thought you said 20. I'm sorry. I thought you said 20.
And then the 2 Super Bowls when they were there against the Chiefs. Yeah, because it was the two Super Bowls against the Chiefs. They had the lead by their defense, and they couldn't. We had to endure to the Chiefs Super Bowl. You know what? In fact, on that last Super Bowl, Niners and Chiefs, I said, Niner fans, let's unite. Let's tie our bandanas together and unite and just beat the Chiefs. We're sick and tired of Mahomes, and then it's in our stadium, and you guys couldn't close a deal, okay? You guys couldn't close a deal. On our stadium, the 2 teams we hate, Niners and Chiefs, in our stadium for the championship of the NFL. So,
what are you talking about, Ed? Give LA a first and second round pick for what?
LA.
Oh. Thank you. You knew I was going to ask.
I don't know. And we're going to go into that topic too.
You know what, though? In all honesty, do you think Stafford would be the difference maker on this team right now?
Not with this
trade
offensive line.
Stafford for Geno. Do you think we would all of a sudden be talking wins instead of 2-14 right now?
We are 2-12.
2-12. See, I'm only putting the other losses in there.
We're not at the 2-14 2006 level yet, but hey,
I never know. But I mean, in all honesty, and I'm not even saying Geno's good. Even with an offensive line, Geno would fuck this up because when the offensive line has done their job, he has still fucked it up. Geno is definitely not the answer, but again, with the problems we've had on offense. I'm going to put everybody in this group, okay? Even the players that don't deserve to be in there because they're guilty by association. You know what I'm saying? In this case, sorry Bowers, sorry Genty, sorry, Jacoby. At least you were able to get out.
Broke free.
The offense has been abysmal again, if not worse. And the people that Pete has put in charge have not done their job. Okay? And whether that's, and we'll go, Chip Kelly, Pete Carroll's hands was in that offense. It's been being said, it's coming out more. Offensive line, GM, head coach, and offensive line coach haven't done a goddamn thing to fix it. They saw something and have decided that it is a situation this is what we chose. This is where we're going to put him, and this is where it's going to be, hell or high water. This is what we're running with. Instead of doing like most teams, checking waiver. I mean, Pete Carroll decides we are going to make room on the practice squad for another defensive player.
Yeah.
We're going to make room on the practice squad, or we're going to bring somebody else in, and it's going to be a wide fucking receiver. He's not fixing the areas that need the help. And he's got his hands. I mean, we've been reading. Who is it? Q Myers, I believe, has said it quite a bit on his podcast, radio shows, and all the things he does. Is this defense has been a hybrid since the beginning of the season. It is not even a Patrick Graham defense. It is a hybrid Patrick Graham and Pete Carroll defense. Pete Carroll, we said it about Gruden and everything, and going when it came especially to the offense about let your offensive coordinator do his job. Pete Carroll needs to do the exact same thing. Defensive coordinator needs to be able to call his plays, do what the hell he wants, and have the players and use the players the way he wants. Offensive coordinators should be able to do the same damn thing. Leave your hands out of it. But no, in Pete's addled mind, his way is better. He's done this before. I know what the fuck I'm doing. So do it my way, or I want to cut. You notice, 2 weeks in a row, we cut coaches.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. Hell,
it got worse. It got worse.
It's gotten worse.
Yeah,
75 total fucking yards. And yet, the biggest glaring problem is still on the team and still being paid.
I wonder who that is. Well, there's two.
I wonder.
There's two. There's the coaching. There's one coach, and then there's also one player who might be getting ready to start this upcoming week against the Texans. That's gonna be great.
At this point, I don't give a fuck.
And I gotta
go ahead, let him start. You know what? Let him start. Get that first round fucking pick, and watch Pete Carroll fuck it up. Just so I can sit here and be able to turn around and say, I told you so to everybody else. That's where I'm at with this shit. Because as long as Pete Carroll's the coach, it is going to get fucked up.
Is it the water boy? Is he the one that's on the payroll? He's not keeping these guys hydrated enough. Speaking of that asylum,
actually, it's the towel boy.
The towel boy. Towel boy got killed in Waterboy. We're gonna try this way, just like him. I mean, we still have our second round placement in the second overall pick placement in the first round draft for 2026 this coming April. You know, the New York Giants is not going to be picking a quarterback, so you know that the Raiders will be there for a quarterback. So even if it's one or two, even if it's two, it's not a big deal because the Raiders
even
will be
if it's three. Or the only thing you probably have to worry about is the Browns.
Yeah, they do it every year.
Okay, because they seem to want to be collecting quarterbacks.
Yes,
because Shador's not the answer, even though people think he is. Who's the other damn rookie? Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Dylan,
there you go. Gabriel Dylan. You know,
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel.
Gabriel
Dylan. I don't know. He's a Brown, so what's it matter? Then you still have Deshaun Watson, who they're talking about keeping still.
They got all that money. That's why all that whole guaranteed $200+ million contract.
You know, so they got that. But why not add another fucking, number one pick quarterback to throw in the mix? Only team I think we got to worry about probably in that top 5.
The Jets. Oh, wrong one.
Well,
wrong
yeah,
one.
the only one we have to worry about in that top 5 for picking a quarterback would be the Browns.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought you meant outside of the Browns would be the Jets.
No,
Jets
I
and
don't
Browns.
think who's the Jets quarterback right now? Don't they got a rookie starting?
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Okay, so I don't even think you got to worry about that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's the Jets, and yeah, they might. But in all honesty, I mean, Commanders, no. Saints, I'm not sure where they feel.
No,
Arizona,
I think they like their guy. It's like
I think they like Spencer Rattler. Arizona, that might be depending if they move on from Kyler Murray or not.
I think they would.
So I mean, in all reality, we could drop all the way down to 5 and still probably get the quarterback that you want. But
yeah,
again, as this all started, as long as Pete Carroll and Spytek are at the helm, it's going to be Geno Smith is your quarterback. We don't need nobody else because we got Geno Smith. He's our Lord and Savior on this team. And they will fuck it up. So go ahead, get the number 1 pick, keep Pete Carroll, and by this time next year, I guarantee it's going to be sooner, but by this time next year, I'm going to be sitting here telling everybody, I told you fucking so.
Our Lord and Savior, Geno Smith. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because this is probably what's going to happen next year. Oh, God. Hold on. I want to look at the...
I'm wrong.
No, I mean, if Pete Carroll's still here, it's gonna, bro. And I know there's stories of that Geno wants to get out. But it's like if Pete Carroll's still here, no man, you signed a contract, kid. You're gonna have to endure this Raider team. I'm looking at the Giants' schedule. That's what I'm trying to do right now. So the Giants have left. They have. I know next week they got us, but this week, I hate ESPN. Full schedule. Okay. This week they got the Vikings. Next week they got us, and then they end their season with the Dallas Cowboys, who are 1% chance to get into the playoffs. The Cowboys might even get knocked out before they even play the first game, because there's games on Saturday, I believe. So they might even get knocked out before they even start playing their next game. But that's their next. Yeah, that's their next. Minnesota, us, and then the Cowboys. So really, if you think about it, because we have the Texans, that's probably a loss. The Giants, and then the Chiefs. But the Chiefs, that is with Gardner Minshew. Okay, so I might even just sit everybody and just get them ready for next year. So you don't know what could happen with them. So that game next week could determine really who's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft this upcoming April. So I think there's a good chance that we're going to at least be in the top 3. The top 3, because, the way we're playing, we don't have to tank. We got worse than last year. And I saw in the comments, we should have kept AP at this point, and we kept saying it before we hired Pete Carroll. Just let AP do his thing. I know AP has been very salty lately because he was fired, and then he sees the Raiders just
because he knows he could do better than this. He knows as a head coach he could do better than this. I'm salty for him right now.
If only he would have stuck with the guy that we keep, we keep like Team Ramrod, Aiden O'Connell. We're the last 2 left, probably.
At the beginning of the season last year, he'd still be the fucking head coach this year.
Yeah, and I saw a clip today on YouTube where he was talking about how when he got elevated to head coach, they took the interim off. He was on the that one podcast with Ryan Clark, and they asked him, "What's your thing? What's your play? Let me start over. basically, what are you guys gonna do at quarterback? Basically, and he said, well, we can offer certain things, for other teams to go up to the to hire in the draft, or free agency, or worst case scenario, we can keep the guy that we have now, which is Aiden O'Connell, who won us 5 games last year, and and give him a full offseason to see what he can do. And you had that chance, AP, but then you decided, or you let the group decide for you to go with Minshew, and then the whole team spiraled and all that, and we all know what happened last year. But still, AP right now is having a better season, or right now as of last year to this year, better season than Pete Carroll, because it's the way that we are losing. I mean, I'm gonna go in the schedule again. Look at the blowouts that we have endured as Raider fans. The only games that we were close in the last 2 months were the Bronco games. 10-7 on a Thursday night game in week 10, and then 24-17, which was, we started coming up. I mean, that game was lost probably like about a third quarter, but still, the other teams aside, look at like the 41-24, the 40-6 against the Colts.
I mean, the Jags. In overtime, we almost had it.
We almost had it. We almost had that one.
We almost had it.
That extra point we missed, but I mean, I'm not going to put it on Carlson, because overall, this offense doesn't move. And I know Pete Carroll keeps saying we got to run the ball, but all we've been doing for the first 10 to 12 weeks is throw the ball. And in order to run the ball, you need to get off or a decent offensive line, and the coach for that is your son, and that's the one guy you haven't cut ties with to show that you're about the team more than you're about your connections. Geno Smith will probably play this week against the Texans, and Brendan Carroll will probably ride out the rest of the season. So it's one of those things.
I guarantee Pete's the head coach. Brendan Carroll's job is safe.
I bet you if Pete's the head coach next year, Brendan Carroll is your offensive coordinator.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm not trying to put the bad juju out there, but take that back. All right. Now, he did talk about Kenny Pickett, and then Kenny Pickett kind of said what was wrong with the offense. I know it's a different offensive coordinator. We have Greg Olsen coming back, and Greg Olsen was there the last time the Raiders got to the playoffs, and they took over Gruden's playbook. Pete and Gino will be gone for sure. I hope. We all hope. But I want to play this one right here, Asylum, because this right here, listen to Pete Carroll and then listen to Pickett responding when they asked him about the offense. So here we go.
Your thoughts on Kenny Pickett?
It was hard. It was hard on him. I thought he was trying to find his way to get some completions. He tried to run a little bit. Then he missed a couple. We got pushed in the pocket a few times too, where he got in trouble. I thought he competed, but he just didn't have much going. We need to run the football. If you're going to have anything going at all, you have to run the football. And so, we weren't able to get that done.
Obviously, the Raiders, you guys wanted to run the ball this year. It just hasn't happened. Again, today was another issue. What do you feel like can be done maybe to get that going?
We got to mix it up a little bit. I think gun runs under center. We can't let them tee off on tendencies. I felt like they were beat fast with us, on certain things this week. During the game, beating us to the punch on some blocks, maybe. I don't know what our tells are. We have to go take a look at that and see what we have going on.
Now, first of all, the Raiders media team, they need to fix their audio. And I know a lot of folks, you listen to a lot of these conferences and they're like, I can't hear the guy. There's too much background noise, whatever, okay? So we'll hire us. We'll do it. We'll take care of that. Anyways. Now, Asylum, Pete Carroll said, and you notice that when it's Geno Smith, you never hear the negative. It's like, well, he tried his best. He went out there for his team. There was a lot of times where he tried to do what he can, but it just didn't work out. But he really tried. And then Kenny Pickett, well, he missed some throws, but we just got to run the ball more. And then Kenny Pickett responds with, well, there's a lot of tendencies that we have to correct because they tee off on a lot of stuff that we show. Basically, we're playing poker, and I have poker cards, okay? So, poker cards, I have playing cards. So I saw them, what Kenny Pickett is saying is, we're playing poker, and we're like this. Okay, guys, what should I game face so they can't read what I'm doing? Oh,
I mean, we can even make it easier for the people who don't play poker. Everyone else is playing chess, but we're playing checkers. We're trying to get to the end zone, and when we get there, king me.
Everybody else is playing checkers, and we're playing tiddlywinks. Bing! Oh, my bad. Exactly, and that's a Kenny Pickett, and he's coming from the Eagles, who won the Super Bowl last year. I know he spent camp with the Browns, but he was with the Eagles. He has a ring with the Eagles from last year, so he was under their system, and he's seen what they were doing. Now, of course, right now the Eagles, they have been under scrutiny with the offensive coordinator. They looked good against us, but Kenny Pickett, coming from a winning organization, because they've been winning, they've been in the Super Bowl a few years back, got cheated out of that holding penalty against the Chiefs a few years back. They should have been Super Bowl champions that year too, but coming from that organization, they come into the Raiders. I mean, he's telling you without telling you that it's not them, it's us. And it's us like it's bad, it's us. Like I said, we're walking around backwards wondering why we can't see what's going on. Well, if you turn yourself around, oh, hey, look, we can see everything. Oh, yeah.
I'll say it because nobody else wants to say it. I mean, it's been hinted at, and people don't want to come say it, like the press and everything. Pete Carroll has lost this team. The coaching staff has lost this team. And as this keeps going, it's showing more and more and more. You got the people like Max Crosby who, yes, at that time with White, he had to call him out. It was
not White. Not White. It was Jermaine Pratt.
No, Pratt's not on the team anymore.
Well, I'm pretty sure he called him out, and that's why he's not on the team no more.
No, I'm talking about on the. Let me just finish what I was fucking saying.
Sorry, I pulled a Pete Carroll. My bad.
In the game, Pete Carroll. In the game, when White, basically gave up on the play, pulled up, looked down the field, when yes, he was probably going to score the touchdown. But get your ass trucked. That's what you get paid for. At least put the effort in. Crosby, it's expected for him to call a player out like that. I expect to see that. Crosby's going to do that. But you can't tell me Crosby hasn't even given up on Pete Carroll. Listen to his interviews.
Yeah.
He sounds defeated. It's probably even closer. We're talking about freaking thousandths of an inch here from being Marshawn Lynch and just saying, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Speaking of Marshawn Lynch, he did an interview, not recently, it was a long time ago, but they're talking about that game, the Super Bowl, where they try to throw the ball instead of handing it off to Marshawn Lynch when they could have beat the Patriots and went back to back. But Marshawn Lynch said after they threw that interception, he said he went to Pete Carroll's face and he went, ha! So Pete does get in the way of himself, and you're seeing it more and more and more with this team.
Alec, I've been saying the same thing.
So now that I understood the question, and after I Pete Carrolled myself, which means I messed myself in the depends, I understand what you're saying now. Yes. Like it's the players are trying to show face because they know they're on TV, but the new ones like a Devin White, the new ones like I haven't really you don't really hear too much about Elandon Roberts a lot, So, and this is not the first time that Max Crosby has called out a linebacker, these new guys coming in, about their play. So,
and I agree
he's
with you on
frustrated.
the whole Pratt situation. There's more going, out there. I think Pratt had lost faith in Carroll a lot earlier than a lot of people, said something, and then you have Max Crosby coming in and saying, we're not having none of that shit here. That's not how we do this, and going and called him out, and then that's why Pratt is no longer on the team.
Hello, godmother. Yeah.
Hi, Auntie.
Oh, and I want to say first, Bill, outside of Raider stuff, my sister's birthday is tomorrow, so happy birthday to my sister Alicia. And then
Happy birthday
yesterday,
tomorrow.
she's not in the comments, but happy birthday to Alicia.
She's going to watch it later. She's going to hear me say happy birthday.
Yes, and then happy heavenly birthday to my grandmother. Her birthday was yesterday, so just want to put that out there. All this Pete Carroll talk. All this Pete Carroll talk. I'm over here like, wait, I was supposed to say something at the beginning of the show. So yes,
the important thing is you said it.
Yes, Pratt probably told off coaches, and then they sent him off. And yeah, that's what we're saying. Like, he probably said this defense doesn't work. The cover 3, this is out of date. The cover 3, this was like 10 years ago. Or his last time coaching.
To be fair, cover 3 is still used to date.
Yes. But as a primary coverage,
that's the problem right there. It is used systematically. It is used, when certain fronts are shown. It's not a primary defense that works. Tampa 2 still works better than cover 3.
Tampa 2. We know about that one. We went against that one.
I mean, Tampa 2 is more effective than cover 3 nowadays. But yet, Tampa 2 is still yet another one that you're not going to be able to, base your whole defense off of. No, it's just things change year by year. Sometimes it's gradually, and sometimes it's by, big leaps and bounds, because you get this new young blood in here who starts seeing things different and start, okay, well, this is what you want to do. I found a way to, negate
counter that. Counter that, yeah.
Counter, yeah. See, I try to pull a Hondo and use a big word. But and do this shit. The problem is Pete Carroll is trying to prove that he was right back in 2023. This is 2025.
And like technology,
2023.
Yeah.
And it's really how it's working now.
And like technology, offenses, they evolve quick, because you got that, like you said, you got the new guy trying to find out, wait a minute, I see what they're doing here, but what if I flank the guy out more this way? Or what if I bring that guy in and then I can go and do this? Or what if I da-da-da? That's kind of like the Wildcat until the defenses figure it out. Okay, we can stop it.
Or even, you got the Mahomes, you got the Hurts, right? The Lamars, Jaden Daniels. All of a sudden, we're starting to see a lot more spies who mirror what the quarterback's doing.
Yeah.
That's a new defense, because there wasn't a lot of that. Yes, it was out there before, but it wasn't needed for a pocket passer, because he sat in the pocket and just, now I just got to watch his eyes. Now that's a safety's problem. Now we're bringing up linebackers or even
hybrid safeties. Yeah.
We're bringing them up to mirror quarterback. Well, if he's coming to the line, so am I. And that's their whole job, is just to mirror these, mobile quarterbacks, because that's how you contain a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
And somebody finally figured that out.
Because back then you really only had like Michael Vick. You really only had like
Randall Cunningham.
Well, that's way back there. Donovan McNabb, guys like that. It was like 5% of the quarterbacks, but now it's like 50% or like 75% of the quarterbacks. You rarely the pocket pass has been phasing out because the offenses have been opening up more, where you have the quarterback as your weapon. I mean, like Josh Allen, who is this big, quarterback. You would think it's some more smaller quarterbacks that have to go run around, but you got this big quarterback and he's over there, running out the pocket and trying to go head on to guys. Jackson Dart's got like 3 concussions because they kept telling him, "Hey, relax. No, I'm going all out." So, you got to have that linebacker who has the wheels to cover these quarterbacks, or like a hybrid linebacker safety, like who we had with Trayvon Morick. Someone like that who can, go coverage.
What's his name?
Palomao, Devin White.
God damn it, I brought a blank.
For us?
Yes.
From Seattle, from where?
Jamal Adams.
Oh, Jamal Adams. Yeah. Who was a safety? Yeah.
He was a safety converted to linebacker, but he's that hybrid. You have to have that more often. You have to do this shit. I mean, Joe Burrows. You have your runners, and that's what's going. You'll see it with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson will never get a Super Bowl because he relies on running too much. He does not want to throw the ball and rely on his running backs. He wants to do it all. It's not going to happen there. But now
that's crazy because they got Henry too, which is crazy.
Yeah, use the beast of a man who's bigger than most linebackers on every goddamn team. But the people having the success, the Mahomes, the Burrows, the Josh Allens, who are splitting it, right? They're in the pocket just as much as they're running. But you have those, that running threat is there. So you got to have that one player whose main goal, okay, that guy's your guy. Mirror. He drops back in the pocket. I want you back watching his eyes. He creeps towards that line. You better be, right there to help contain it. Do not let it go. And go. And then that's going to change. It will change because defenses will start catching up, doing that all the time, and schemes will fit in, all this. You start getting more cornerbacks and DBs being able to play more man.
It's like that cartoon of Spy versus Spy,
Yeah.
They're trying to outdo each other. Yeah, or I was going to say Tom and Jerry, but Tom's always got the short end of the battle when it comes to that.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time,
it's going to happen. It's going to progress. It'll be the defense's turns, then the offense's turns, then defense's turn. The problem here is we're stuck beyond 2023. I know that's only about to be 3 years ago, but that's still a long time. It didn't work in 2023. It worked in 2022, 2021. It's done. It is time to maybe start bringing in these younger coaches, giving them the time that is required to fix these problems.
Let me ask you. I'm gonna feed off of this comment right here from Gio. Now, let's say, Kay, I'm gonna give you 2 options, Kay. John Harbaugh, or why am I forgetting his name? Pittsburgh. Why am I forgetting his name?
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin, because it seems like the fans over there in Pittsburgh are like, we're ready for a new guy. Privileged. Mike Tomlin, or out of coaches who've been with a team for a long stint, who might be on the move.
Are those my only choices?
I mean, unless you want to throw in Mike McCarthy.
Is it A and B, or is there a C?
Yeah, C for McCarthy. McCarthy. Mike McCarthy.
Well, no, I'm just asking. I mean, because if I had to choose out of the 2, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I mean, oh, damn. If I had to choose out of the 2, I'd probably go with Harbaugh.
Harbaugh is a
Harbaugh worked more with
special teams.
The modern quarterback that's being used nowadays. He's had the Lamar Jackson. You know, he's had to go and everything, and I think he'd be able to use a. We're going to use the word mobile quarterback better. Tomlin, his success was back when he had a big quarterback named Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben.
Right?
I mean, he ran. I mean, he would run when he had to.
But that's the thing is, he had Roethlisberger. He knew how to use a Roethlisberger. His quarterbacks after that. Now, don't get me wrong. Thomas's defenses. Stout. He's able to see talent.
Tomlin came from the Tomlin came from the John Gruden tree with Tampa Bay.
You know, so I mean, but I think I'd have to go with the Harbaugh though.
Yeah. I mean, he got 2 Super Bowls 10 years apart, about 10 years apart. You know, he won with Flacco when they beat the Niners, and then he won. No, wait, I'm sorry. I said that backwards. He has 1 Super Bowl win. He won with Flacco. I was thinking of what's his name? The linebacker for the Ravens. See, I know his name too. The one that beat us, and then he was the linebacker, and then the whole thing.
I know who you're fucking talking about. Fucking.
I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. I'm trying this new whiskey, and this thing hits, so I'm feeling it. So my names right now are a little off right now. You know what I'm talking about. The guy, the linebacker, who did the thing, you know, game time, woo.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis, there you go.
I knew who you were talking about. I just couldn't. The minute
I didn't want to bring up his other allegations. I didn't want to bring up his other allegations, but yeah, Dilfer and Brian Billick won. Yeah. I got it mixed up. I was like, wait, no, that wasn't him. That was Ray Lewis. He won the 2 between 2 years. Yes, and we know Trent Dilfer and Brian Billick because they beat us in 2000. That was a flag, by the way, Syracuse. That was a flag. Rest in peace. But still, that was a flag. And Marquez Pope, you should have just got the flag, okay? Should have got the flag and just try to get the PI against Shannon Sharp on that long 88-yard touchdown. Stupid game. Anyways, that was 2000. We all remember that one. Okay. Now, the Raider team right now, okay, Salim, it is going national media, and I have a clip from, our favorite that we like to, we got to call him a Raider hater, but I don't know if I want to use Raider hater on this one because I kind of agree with a lot of things he's saying. Even Hondo agrees with a lot of things he's saying. So I want to go and play this clip. First, I'm gonna play the clip about Pete Carroll, and then there's a second half to that is about Tom Brady. So here we go. Here is Mike Florio and Phil Simpson.
Not so subtle dance that happens when a season has gone sideways and the coach would like to keep his job, even if that means the general manager, the person who built the roster that needs to be rebuilt, being thrown overboard. And obviously the GM under those circumstances would be whispering to someone, the talent is there, we just don't have the coaching. That's a recipe for dysfunction, and that's what the Raiders currently are. It really is sad to think that since Super Bowl 37.
That's Homer.
We've seen a couple of cameo appearances in the playoffs. Now, look, 2021, they had the Bengals on the ropes, and the Bengals made it to the Super Bowl that year. That was the Rich Bisaccia interim game.
Right.
And maybe they should have just given Rich Bisaccia the job. Maybe they'd be a better team right now if they had. But they're just not good enough. They don't have enough good players on both sides of the ball. If I'm Max Crosby, I would want out of there. If I'm Brock Bowers, get me the hell out of there. Those are the 2 red dot players on the team. And why would you want to continue to stay there when it just feels like they're going nowhere? And I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't. It feels unsustainable. 75 yards of offense. Are you kidding me? The lowest they've had since 1961. It was the best Eagles defensive performance since 1955. 75 yards of offense in a modern day NFL game where everything is rigged toward the offense gaining yards and scoring points, and you muster 75 yards. And Carroll's talked about we don't have a running game. Well, you don't build a team from the outside in. You build a team from the inside out. Ashton Genty is the cherry on top of the cake. You can't just drop a cherry on the cake plate with no cake there. If you can't block for him, he's got no chance. So the whole thing is just a disaster. It really is. And it feels like it's getting worse, not better.
No, it definitely feels like it's getting worse. Yeah, I mean, there's been issues. I think one, the Chip Kelly hired offensive coordinator definitely needs to be. Why did that happen? I mean, it wasn't really that good at Ohio State last year. And the last time he was in the NFL, we all know it wasn't good. I mean, other than like his first year or two coaching in the NFL, the league caught up to his offense in like 7 minutes after that, and he's never had success since. So that was questionable, right? Then you get into they were a team that needed to be rebuilt last year, and it felt like they tried to go, no, let's just get an older player here, an older player here, because Pete doesn't want to rebuild. He wants to be kind of good this year. And, of course, that's not worked out. And now you're even farther behind because you tried to put Band-Aids on all these positions instead of going, hey, we're going to get some guys and build to the future. So, man, do they have a lot of work, to your point, Mike. And I don't know where it goes, but I think Pete Carroll's somewhat delusional to think he's way beyond that and not getting fired with the way it looks right now and them being this bad.
But if you start talking rebuild and you're in your mid-70s, you're not going to be there for the rebuild. Why do you want to be there for the rebuild? You don't. By the time I'm 80, maybe we'll have this thing turned around. That just doesn't work that way.
And like they said in the comments, which I do like this comment though. Who has the better ratings, Gino or these goofballs? I don't know. Because Gino's ratings, you saw it. And you know what? I got to fix that because Tua threw an interception in this last game. He's getting benched. So Gino has a chance to be one up on the interception, interception record for the season, which I don't know what it is. I'm just talking mess right now. But that's all of them. I mean, they're right. Like 80 years old doing a rebuild. I mean, like
that's exactly what I've been saying for the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite that long. We'll definitely say the last month for sure. Okay. Everything they said wasn't wrong. I mean, maybe, the Chip Kelly part, we don't know. We don't know how that could have turned out without Pete Carroll's hands in the mix. But again, with no offensive line, like they said, I'm just going to get I won't even say older players. We're just not going to get people in here in the positions we need. And then the guys we drafted, you're going to keep turning around and saying they're not ready. Yet, you turn around and are forced to put that player in because of injuries on the offensive line that you did not build enough depth in to be able to handle all these injuries. And he's been outplaying your veterans. So, and then, like they said, he's not going to be there for the rebuild. I mean, you're going to decide to do a rebuild, even if you did the rebuild this year, had done it this year. By the time the team is doing anything, and you picked up that fourth-year option, the team's finally doing something, then you're going to have a new head coach, and you're starting all over again. Pete Carroll in this 4-year contract was never the answer. Alec, I agree. When it comes to the coaching, it needs to be clean house. It's get a younger mind in there, but give him the time. You're going to get new coach. Next year will suck. We know the year after that, we might even suck a little bit more, but probably still going to suck. Then year 3, we start doing better. Year 4, even better. By year 5, we should be able to be talking about fucking playoffs.
Year 5, I remember when John Gruden took over the first time around, 8-8, 8-8, 12-4, 10-6, 11-5. And he used his first year, he had Jeff George. Just get a new guy in there. I mean, and I had that up there. Look at these guys, okay? And outside of Mike Vrabel, because he coached the Titans, but he took over his old team, the Patriots, 11-3. But guys like Liam Cohen, they do have a quarterback already. Ben Johnson got the second-year quarterback, and we could have had Ben Johnson, but Pete Carroll.
We could have had Ben Johnson. We interviewed Ben Johnson, and that's as far as it got.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. 11-5 was Bill Callahan. I'm sorry. This whiskey's hitting. Okay, it was John Gruden was 8-8, 8-8. 12-4, 10-6, and then Bill Callahan 11-5, and then 4-12, and then that was when we had Norv Turner and 6-10. All that, whatever. No one wants to come to the Raiders. Somebody is going to be dumb enough.
But why is that? It's because we keep playing this fucking silly game. If we actually could give a coach a chance to build a team and not have to worry about his job after year 1.5, going into year 2, we have to be able to say, look, we are tied to you for the duration of this contract. Give them the 5-year contract. We're tied to you like they did with Gruden. You said bring Gruden back, right? They were tied to him for 10 years. It looked like they were going to give him the 10 years until the emails came out. And the year, what was it, 4? That it happened?
The first, yeah. 18, 19, 20. Yeah, no, you're 4. 18, 19, 20, 21.
Right? We were on that incline. We had high hopes. Things were going right. But he had the time, and he had the time to be bad, and start building the team in his vision.
Wait, you know what's funny?
Has had that.
You know what's funny? John Gruden, the first time around, after his 4th year, he was traded. The second time around, in his 4th year, he had to resign. That's crazy. If you bring Gruden back, you got to do something in those 3 years, okay? Because that 4th year, you don't know what's going to happen, okay? It's 4 years, and that's it.
Gruden's probably going to college. That's what I've been hearing. But my point in all this is let's go ahead and get a younger, fresher mind, right? I mean, we had it with AP, don't get me wrong. But let's go that route. That seems to be the route that's been successful here in the last, what? You take away the Chiefs and Andy Reid. You take that out. But a lot of these teams that have been competitive, who have, had chance to have turned franchises around even, have been these younger coaches, these newer coaches bringing in these fresh ideas and going. But the difference being they have the time, the Lions and Campbell.
Yeah,
right?
Dan Campbell, yeah.
He had a little bit of success, going in that first year. But even when they started regressing a little bit, they gave him the time, and things are going. The Lions are a team that everyone's always, at the beginning of the season for the last, 3 years? Right? They have a chance to win the Super Bowl this year. You tell the Lions lying, but they're not the bottom of the barrel anymore.
I'm not going to rebuttal you. I will agree with you, but I'm going to I'm going to say side bit, whatever, but it would work if you let the new coach, do what he needs to do. None of this meddling. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You let him cook. Everybody else stay out the kitchen. So I mean,
deal
it worked
with the first few years that are going to hurt. They're going to hurt. And as a fan base, they're going to talk the shit. They're going to say they want a new coach. They're going to say all this shit. But as upper management, as we call it, right? The upper office people, as the owner, Mark Davis, give him the time. Stop being like your father and just trying to go with his names, with his retreads. I agree with you 100% there. You know, but like I've been saying, whoever you choose, okay, whoever it is, give him the time. Pete Carroll was not that answer, not with the 4-year contract, not with his age. I said it from the beginning. His age concerned me because I don't see, even if he did the 4 years, after the 4 years, he was not coming back to coach.
Yeah.
We talked about that heir apparent to take over and continue that coaching style, but I haven't seen a single person on this team, coach-wise, that could fucking do that. Hey, Vincent. Who could do that?
Vincent,
and I swear to fucking God, if it's Brendan Carroll, y'all gonna see me on TV.
Vincent suggests Drew Mehringer as either head coach or offensive coordinator from Oregon. And so for the Raiders, what do you guys think? So that's what he put before the show started. So I wanted to put that up there now that he's in the comments. I was gonna play a video, but we can wait. Let's go back to the new guys right here. The new guys, which I fixed this because I had the Mike LaFleur. Everyone is saying like guys like Mike LaFleur, who is the brother of Matt LaFleur in Green Bay. He is the offensive coordinator.
Talked highly about as well, and he's even right here.
Yeah, Joe Brady was one guy that people throw in there. I will go with a. I'm afraid to say Clint Kubiak because I don't want him to keep Geno Smith. But if you get rid of Geno Smith, okay, Clint, if he's the offensive coordinator over there, Clint Kubiak.
But how long has he been the offensive coordinator? And how happy was he to get rid of Geno Smith?
That is true.
I think just because Kubiak coming in, I don't see him as necessarily wanting to keep a Geno Smith.
Yeah.
He's going to want to bring in his guy, whoever that is.
I would from the Rams, I would take Mike LaFleur. I would take a LaFleur.
Yeah.
Maybe he can work. Maybe he can work with Aiden O'Connell. Just saying, Just saying.
Even a possibility of the Miami's offensive coordinator. I know this year's been a little different, and they've been dealing with the Tua. But you know what? When Miami was being quote unquote dominant, right? What they have? They had an established run game. He's just trying to get a rise out of me.
F around, or I don't know what the C stands for. I don't know. That is the Manico Homer. At this point, I don't care. Just get a new guy in because everything we've done doesn't work. So just get a new guy in. Who's the next contestant on? Who wants to turn this team around?
I said it before, and you just said it here not more than 5 minutes ago. Give him the time, to either make it happen.
Don't handcuff him, no. Yeah.
Yeah, give him the time. Let him work magic. First 2 years, consider them over. Consider high draft picks, but that's okay because he's trying to build, a roster off of that, right? Get your depth, get the players, those impact players, coming out of college for those first 2 years, and start judging him from year 3 and on.
Well, because my point is going to this second half of this video, which is still, I'm sorry guys, which is still Florio and Sims, but this is about Tom Brady, because we're all trying to figure out, wait, who was actually in charge? Is it Carroll? Is it Spytek? Is it Davis? Is it Brady?
Well, we know it is
Spytek. If it was Spytek, you would have saw more rookies out there playing, but we don't know who's in charge. But I agree with you, yes. So here's what they feel about Tom Brady's impact when it comes about the Raiders this season.
Here's more from Carroll on the level of frustration he's experiencing in his first season with the Raiders.
We're all frustrated. I mean, we hate what's going on. And there ain't anybody in here that doesn't want to do something better than we're showing right now. And nobody's feeling that more than I am. But sometimes you feel like you're the only one feeling it, you know. So we'll try to get through that together, and it just hasn't worked out the way we anticipated.
See, again, that's another one of those subtle comments. You feel like you're the only one feeling it, which implies that others aren't as frustrated as they should be. Who's that in reference to? Is that, like, is there a schism there, a chasm between the coaching staff and the front office? That's what happens when you know the ship is going down and you think that there is a way to force someone else off the plank and you get to stay. And I don't know that that's what Pete's trying to do. I'm just looking for the cues that would match with the patterns I've seen elsewhere over the last 25 years.
Right.
And the one guy that, look, it's Tom Brady has gotten himself a great position with the Raiders because when things go well, he can do the victory lap. Now that it's a crap show, hey, I don't work here. I got a job. It's not me. But we know enough from the things that Mark Davis has said, from the things that John Spytek, the GM, has said about helping select the quarterback, from the things that Pete Carroll said. Pete Carroll said Tom Brady was involved in the hiring of Pete Carroll. Like, Brady is involved. He's as involved as he's willing to be. And if I was somebody there giving my full-time attention to this team, I would be frustrated by the fact that you got a guy who's kind of doing drive-bys, right, while he's on the way to this event, that event, going and chasing that paycheck. And I'm not, hey, look, go make your money. But the point is,
I don't disagree.
You got to be all out or all in.
Yeah, we've
You
talked
can't
about
do it
before
halfway.
about
You can't be just guy
if
who
he's
calls
gonna
a couple
be
of
owner,
times a week. Like, we all
be
resent
all
when
the
there's
way,
someone
not
in the
part way.
workplace who isn't part of what we're doing every day, who just kind of shows up and has ideas for what everyone needs to do differently. It's like, stick around for a little while if you want to have an opinion on what we need to do. You don't just show up and say, you should do that, you should do that. All right, see you next week. That's not how it should be.
I always questioned how much he was going to be involved. There was a part of me that always thought maybe this was kind of a PR stuntish to a degree, right? And I know he had conversations with them too, but also at the same time, they're not going to be like, oh, actually, you know, Tom Brady's not doing shit. He's not telling us anything, right? I mean, they're not going to say that. So even if he has a little conversation, whatever, they know, hey, he's one of the owners now, and the main owner loves him. So, oh, yeah, is Tom Brady helping out? Yeah, we talked to him. We helped him out. Now, I do think he's adding some football knowledge there all the way. But, yeah, I have a hard time putting blame on him.
There was more to that. That's my fault. Anyways, it's still blah, blah, blah. Yes. No, I was saying I don't disagree with this part right here. Because, yes, and I don't like, but, you know, I go through all these videos on YouTube and I'm all like, you know, he does. They do have a point because that's something else that Hondo has said. Hey, Tom, do you want to run this team? If you do, okay. We're going to need you in the building. Not, you guys know this for 20 years. Every time Raiders get a little bit of success, they always mess it up. Yeah. Or the league jumps in and they screw it over. Well, either or. We as fans suffer for it. But I was listening and I listened to, you know, everybody, and then these guys, I can't disagree with what they're saying. And then because they're more national media, that means that everybody outside of the Raider beat writers, outside of us, they see it too. So, I mean, we got to figure out, one, who is the main one in charge. When Al Davis was still alive, you knew Al Davis was the one in charge. Even if the last 10 years before he passed away weren't the greatest years, I don't think he was. I feel like he wasn't senile. He was more he was trying to rush it because he knew his own mortality was, that he was trying to force it. So,
yeah.
But that's what we need to figure out. Who is the guy in charge? Who is the top guy? Because Mark Davis, he wants to say he's not. No, I'm just here to support, but I'm not the football guy. But he was making a lot of decisions. And then now, no, Tom Brady, he's the football guy. I'm just sitting back. But now Tom Brady's not in the building. He's doing all this production. He's going to have a new documentary coming out about the 49ers, because I was a 49er fan. And growing up, Joe Montana, I don't care. You're my owner, and you're the guy. Fix us, okay? Fix us. I know you're making money off of us because Vegas, the stadium, you're making money and the brand and everything. That's great. We're a great investment, yes. Because even if us fans are not going to the stadium, somebody is, and that is the other fans, because we're a Vegas show now. So yeah, make your money, but still stop. Okay. Fix us. You want to have a legacy? Fix us. Whoever is that guy that fixes the Raiders, he's going to have a legacy. I'll take Captain Jack. Captain Jack, I need you to be GM. It's less stressful on the heart than being head coach. A BGM, run the team. Let some, you be the Al Davis and somebody else be the head coach. But I mean that's how I feel, Sam. That's how I feel. Like someone needs to know.
No, I mean we talked about it before. I believe it was even with Peggy on here. At one point, we talked it solo, I think with Peggy as well. But Brady needs to figure out what he wants to do. You want to be a fucking announcer, or you want to be an owner?
Because you can be a silent partner,
Yeah.
You could be a silent partner. And
you can have your money in and just worry about your money. Like you say, a silent partner, right? I've got no say in shit. Here's my money. Make sure I get more back.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to have input, then be involved in the day-to-day. I know as a partial owner, he is limited on certain things, but do everything up to those limitations. He might not be able to pick coaching staff. He might only be able to do this, whatever it is. And I know none of us know the whole thing. We would need somebody probably smarter than us to get in there, understand the rule book for the NFL to be able to break it down. But it comes down to be an owner or be a broadcaster. Stop this in-between bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? The football mind, like you said, if that's what's going to happen, then be the fucking football mind. Let's get this shit turned around.
Yeah.
Or give it up and Mark Davis just start fucking caring about the Raiders as much as you do about the fucking Aces.
They got 3 rings. Tom Brady has money in that one too. Yeah. So, I mean, we can go in circles and circles and circles on talking about all this, but of course, we will see at the end of the year. But I want to play this again. Because we got people in here again. Asylum, let's do it one more time. I want to do CNN one more time.
I have to go with everything all the way up to the trading for Sanders fucking part.
Asylum, let's do CMN real quick since we got a lot of folks in watching. Let's do CMN real quick and then we'll go and close it out with fantasy. Here we go.
This is CMN, a cage match news update.
Hello, this is Asylum Burgundy at the Al Davis News Desk for your Cage Match News Update. How many weeks left until we can take this team out to pasture? I don't care if it's my job. Do you know how irritating it is to watch this crap and then have to talk about this same crap every week with the same crappy results? Crap! Do we have any positive highlights to show? Yes, Max Crosby always delivers. With the pink cleats. Let's go, Condor. Wait, what do you mean he took them off?
because NFL was crying and forced me to take my shoes off. I mean, regardless of what they say, I'll take the fine. I don't care. Like, they didn't say anything in warm-up, and they didn't say nothing. I go out for the next series. It was maybe the third or fourth of the game, and I noticed my guy Nico, one of our equipment guys, is on the sideline, and he's literally holding the white cleats under his arm, and I'm like, fuck. I was like, I know they fucking called about my cleats. So I went up to Nico. I'm like, what? They're bitching about it? And he was like, well, they're going to take you out the game if you don't change your cleats. I said, I'm finishing this drive. So I went out there, and my last play in those cleats, I got a sack, and I ran straight to the sideline and took them off. And I put them right next to me, sitting next to me in my Ella Rose 11s.
So they notice the shoes, but not the blatant chokehold. Okay? But nothing pisses off Max Crosby more than seeing his teammates look uninterested in making a tackle. Who are you looking at? As frustration seems to boil over more and more, is the locker room lost? Well, Pete Carroll. Haha, very funny. Pete Carroll. Oh, wow, I do see it. Anyways, roll the clip.
What's the level of frustration right now for the team?
Well, we're all frustrated. I mean, this we hate what's going on. And there ain't anybody in here that doesn't want to do something better than we're showing right now, and nobody's feeling that more than I am. And
Pete, I'm curious. During these final 3 weeks of the season, do you feel like you're coaching for your job? Like, I wonder, how do you kind of like?
No, I don't feel like that at all. I really don't. I don't. I'm well beyond that. I don't feel like that.
It's time for Asylum 6-pack of facts, sponsored by Budweiser, hopefully one day. Here's my new segment. I get to drink to each hard fact. Here we go. The Raiders are having their worst season since 2006. They haven't won a division game since the 2023 season, which now is currently 0-11. They lost to both Super Bowl teams from last year, each to a score of 31-0. They now have given up 4+ sacks in 6 straight games. They only tallied 75 total offensive yards against the Eagles, which hasn't happened since 1960. And the biggest fact is they suck. Whoa, too smooth. Seriously, when NFL Films comes out with the season yearbook, it'll be like this.
This contest is over. Give that man the $10,000.
This isn't America's Funniest Home Videos.
But the ball is groin. It works at so many levels. Roll it again.
I hope we don't roll it again next year, but you never know. The Colts rolled it back last week as they named Phillip Rivers their starter after 5 years retired from the league. And at 44 years old with a grandchild, he was able to throw this touchdown against the Seahawks. I'm not gonna lie, I was inspired by this story, and the Raiders will need a quarterback. I'm ready to come out of retirement and play. Well, what do you expect? I'm drunk.
So many different segments. So many little
part of that one, by the way.
Say it again.
I love the Stone Cold Steve Austin part of that one.
Pour down, pour down. All right. Hold on. Thank you. Asylum Burgundy, he gives you the hard-hitting facts, even in a 6-pack. Trying to get sponsored. If you know Budweiser, help us out. Okay, here we go. Wait. No. Okay. All right, Asylum. Wait. It is fantasy time.
It is focus time.
It is fantasy time. And we are in the championships now, but let's go and look at what happened before. Okay. the round 2 playoffs. The scores. I found a way because I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, Kay. I was scared because I thought Pig had a team that was stacked. And to be honest, if he had his bench went off, and luckily it stayed on his bench. 131 and 1. Yes, I mean he had Lawrence. He had what's his name? Lawrence, the guy for the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence. Almost a Lawrence killer. I almost felt like Lawrence and he was on the bench. He got 40 points, but he was on the bench. He had started Drake May, which I thought Drake May, because he had the 2 touchdowns on his legs. I saw, here we go. But I was able to edge out that game. It was close into the end, but I was able to edge that out. And I was able to go to the next.
That's why he was talking all kinds of shit, talking about making this final game and shit. And
you know what's crazy? Mean Machine, Jeff, had a lead, okay? And both of their 2-1 in our series. Pig, what's up, Pig? And that was a great game, though, okay? I'm not gonna lie. I was like, no, I'm gonna wait till everything is 0-0 before I say anything. All zeros on the clock. Mean Machine, though, had this lead, okay? And nobody had him or Arcadio or Bang Bang of the gang had guys on Monday night. So it all depended on that Sunday night game, the Vikings and the Cowboys. And Arcadio had the kicker. So all he had was the kicker left. And he texts me, he goes, oh man, you know what? If my kicker can score 20-something points, I'm going to the championship. Now you're like, oh, whatever, it's a kicker. If the Cowboys kicker would have made those 2 50-yard field goals he missed, Arcadia would have been in the championship. He would have beat Jeff, because Jeff didn't even have anybody on Sunday night. Jeff just had a comfortable lead. And if he would have got those 2 field goals, he would have been in the championship and beat out Jeff. But no, now I got to go against Jeff, who has a good lead on me right now as of the percentages. But their score, 132 to 123. Mean Machine kept his lead, and he is on his way to the championship. So I got to play this right here. The fumble, the royal fumble. I am the 1980 Raiders right now, okay? I am the Super Bowl darlings, the wild card team, trying to beat Jeff, who right now has a 62% win probability to my 38%. I got to decide if I want to start Stafford or if I want to start Joe Burrow. But I'm probably going to stick with Stafford. But this is going to be close, and I'm nervous, and I'm scared. But let's look at how we got here. Of course, we had the 4, I went to go beat Edward. Mean Machine beat You Got Mad TDs. He was the interim coming in. Bang Bang and Pig's Pig had the bye week. The next round, I got to go against Pig's Pig, which was a close game. And, of course, we just talked about it. Mean Machine helped. Huh?
I was going to say, apparently having the bye week was not the thing to have.
I know, because Pig's Pig, if Pig's Pig and the Raiders on the same bye week, Pig's Pig would have won because he had a score there. And I got lucky that didn't translate to the next week. He said highest score in the bye week. And then now it's me versus Mean Machine. But still, we do want to do something for the NIT. We call it the NIT. Let's move this over here. Okay, no. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. We want to do this, and I didn't get a chance to text back Arcadio, but he had an idea on what to do when it comes to the the next rounds, the winners constellation. So Pig's Pig, and Bang Bang are playing for third place. You got Matt TDs and Edward are playing for fourth place, fourth and fifth. Holy Roller and Asylum, Jessica and Asylum are playing for seventh and eighth. And
again?
Then well, this is the final. It's the final week, and then my sister, Raider Stitch, Alicia, and Anna are for the number one pick of next year. No, I don't know. So
hold on. Me and Jessica are like 0.1 point. I mean, we got the closest game ever. Projected 120.1, projected 120.0. There's been no closer game ever than that right there.
50-50. So we're gonna do something because this has been in my experience one of the most competitive fantasy football leagues that I played in, where it was just about down to like the last weeks or so, like last 2 weeks or so. So, I mean, this is our first one ever, so everyone has to get something for this because I had fun. I had more fun in this league than I do in the one that I owe $100 to because I lost in that one. I'm like 2 and whatever on that one. The protest. So, Justin Jefferson killed me, started him every week. I mean, that's the thing about this year too. This year has been crazy when it comes to fantasy football. Like you would think, okay, this guy's doing good, and then when you start him, he's garbage. Like Debo Samuel. My sister keeps saying, I blame Debo. AJ Brown, like inconsistent. It probably is not their fault, but it is what it is, because I can only get their points, not the players that they're playing for.
Saquon
Barkley, see, so this one was a tough season to navigate through. So I'm surprised that I'm over here trying to keep the belt here where it belongs. Okay, Jeff, if you're listening. But me and Jeff, this is the last one. I can't lose to Jeff, East Coast, West Coast. We all know it from 30 years ago, East Coast, West Coast. No. I saw them was protesting again. Championship round, the fumble, me and Mean Machine for the title of the Royal Fumble Championship match. Okay, whoever wins gets the point to the sign for WrestleMania, like they do in the actual WWE, because it's going to be in Vegas. Anyways, so that is your fantasy football minute right there. Oh my God, we're watching clips of former players talking about making more agreements and getting to sell plays to get. You can't trust nothing out there. But yes, I was hopeful in the beginning, but like the Raiders downhill, and it says. I mean, hey, Anna was running the tables, Jessica was running the tables. I feel more bad for my sister because she had a lot of great players. They just didn't perform when they were out on the field. They had performance anxiety. A lot of us men know about, we've experienced performance anxiety before in our lives. So, we all can say, oh yeah, it happens. So
pressure is real.
The pressure is real. Yeah. Pete Carroll can feel it too. Anyways, that is your fantasy minutes right there. We'll see what happens. We are not going to have a Friday show, but I believe we'll do something Saturday morning to talk about the upcoming game, the Raiders and the Texans, as we break down the numbers. Hey, Anna said she's down. That's what I said. when we get to there, we'll talk about it. But I would like for everyone who is playing this year to come back next year. Don't let this because there was a lot of first timers coming in, and those first
I don't know if I'm
timers,
coming back next year.
you know,
Hold
okay.
on. I don't know if I'm coming back next year.
I don't know. You sound like Geno Smith right now, okay? I don't want to be here next year. Flips off the sign.
I played better than Geno. I got more wins.
Hey, you were threatening towards the end. You were threatening, but the interim got you. Okay. Was it Angel? Angel got you.
I had one player that I could count on all season did not show up for one fucking game.
Well, you know what? Unlike the Raiders, I would like Angel to come back and continue on and see what he can do for the full season.
I'm sure he'll do it. I'll talk to him.
He'll get the opportunity Rich Bisaccia didn't get, because he took over a team that had a good squad but wasn't being managed. He took over and he got there. He got to the wild card. So, well, we're gonna do it bigger next year. Yes, we're gonna do it bigger next year. But for this one, it's for the belt. Me Machine.
Oh, next year's for a belt too. Don't let him lie to you guys.
No, it'll be a belt. It'll be a belt
for a year before it got to go to the next person.
There'll be a new belt. Okay, there'll be a new belt.
Oh, it's not. Don't listen to him. This belt will travel.
Yeah, travel like COVID. All righty. That is your show on Wednesday. We appreciate everyone who was watching, and those who got a chance to watch the CMN. We're going to repost that CMN tonight. That is, it seems to be a big staple on the show. So, we appreciate those. I know. Asylum Burgundy, he does his work. To bring us the news. We appreciate that. Thank you everybody for watching the show. We'll see what happens. I'm saying we'll figure out the time for this Saturday. And Peggy was supposed to be on this week, but she said, "No, I want to wait until Christmas Eve." So, hi Mom. So we'll have Peggy on Christmas Eve, and we'll get you a time for that one. It'll be earlier so everyone can watch. And thank you very much. That is Alex with a 3. So thank you very much. Yeah, he's a new subscriber, so we appreciate you subscribing. Anyways, I saw him. Any last words?
Nope. I'm good.
I think
I'm just here so I don't get fired.
Well, until then, we will see you guys on Saturday morning. We'll put the time will be out there when the thumbnail goes out there, so it'll be early Saturday morning. Talk about the Texan game, and yes, so everyone take care. Appreciate everyone watching. We end every show like we always do with a word from Raider Milt, aka my high school football coach, Coach Wallace. We keep his memory alive because he was a real one out there at the Coliseum. Throwing grenades around the Coliseum is what he would call it. So thank you very much. We appreciate you. And we will see you next time. Peace out. Oh, yeah.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak. Your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.